Thank you, Mr. Omar and Mr. Salah, for the insights on banking in relation to technology and the future. Help me introduce to the stage Ms. Rita Makhoul, Managing Editor of Arabnet, who will be interviewing a success story from the heart of Arabnet, the founders of JustClean. Welcome.
Thank you and good morning. I'm very excited about the next interview. The guys who are going to be joining us on stage today, Athbi and Nouri Alenezi, were on this stage a year ago, but they were pitching in the startup battle. They're here today. Not only did they, I've got to highlight something else. They pitched in the startup battle last year. They were one of the finalists. They flew to Dubai. They have also participated and battled out with like the best startups from the region in the startup championship in Dubai. They got acquired in May by Faith Capital. They've changed their names from Masbah to JustClean. Please help me welcome this amazing, inspirational two young guys over here, Athbi and Nouri Alenezi. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be back? This time not pitching, but as an acquired startup.
It feels great. It's a lot different to last time.
A lot different, yeah?
Very different.
So I want to jump right into it because we don't have much time.
Yeah.
And there's so much to cover this year.
Of course.
Before we get started, can I get an understanding? Who here knows of JustClean? Look at that. How does that feel?
Feels great.
Yeah. So tell us a bit of, I want to go back a bit and cover up the history. Most of us know all about JustClean and your services, but for those who don't, can you just like introduce JustClean? And I also want to know where the idea came from and how it all came about.
All right, then I'll start with JustClean. JustClean's a laundry marketplace app, so it allows the customer to select his preferred pickup times and delivery times, and then select his preferred laundry from the laundries that cover his area. It offers a fast service of 4 hours, and it also offers a normal service of 24 hours and more. So it simplifies the ordering of laundry for the customer.
Great. Where did you get this idea from?
Do you want to go with the idea?
Yeah, the idea came when Athbi come back from the UK once, and he was working in one of the banks, and he was wearing a suit every day. So he went on holiday, come back, realised all the suits weren't done, and he had to go to the Masbah in Arabic, so the laundry, and they couldn't finish it in time. So he thought, like, if I'm coming back from on holiday, and then I've got to rush to the Masbah, he's saying he can't do it. So in the end, we thought about the idea of just putting it online. He can do it when he's there, wherever he is in the world. You can do your laundry from home. So.
Yeah, I think like living in the UK and being used to things being on time and everything being on time. So when I come back to Kuwait, I used to go away for the weekend and stuff. I used to work in the bank, and I used to wear the suit every day. So I remember calling my mom to go and pick my laundry up, and it just got too much in the end. So we needed to find a solution for this. And I never used to know what kind of laundry to use. I think we were very shocked of how big laundries were in Kuwait. Like, you didn't see this kind of thing in the UK. So it was very clear how big the laundry industry is in Kuwait straight away.
How many laundries do you have signed up with you now?
Currently we have over 80 laundries covering all areas of Kuwait.
80 laundries?
Yes.
So far only in Kuwait?
Only in Kuwait.
We'll get to expansions later. Who are your consumers? Who's currently using your app?
I think like with laundry, it's the same as food, like, because I think like a lot of people, like especially in the Middle East and across the GCC, like especially wearing the dishdash and the restaurant, I had to have this done at the laundry. I couldn't possibly do it at home, and I'm sure most people in this room had their laundry done before this event. The thing is like you have to use the laundry. It makes life much easier. So we focus on all ages, from young to old, like especially like students in university, the working person, even the expats. It makes it much easier for them to use the laundry.
Is there a higher average of like male versus female, bachelors, married?
It's pretty much even, 50-50, I'd say.
All right.
Because everyone, it's just the way it is. It's just 50-50, and like the males, Kuwaitis mostly use the shdasha, and then the expats maybe suits, then the women have dresses, suits as well for work. So it's pretty even.
So this is a great indicator that this is an app for everybody.
Of course, yeah.
Which brings us to your acquisition. First of all, why do you think JustClean, previously known as Masbakhti, became such a success?
I think basically like it was a niche idea. It was simple, and there's a need for the market. Like it's scalable. Like if you look at other things, like especially with laundry and that, there's a massive offline market in Kuwait, and it's not hard to notice that. Like you could drive around Kuwait and you see many laundries all over the place, and they're always full. And especially at the weekend, you see many laundries delivering to all the houses across Kuwait. So I think it is a very scalable business, and the market's pretty the same all across the GCC, across all the countries. It's not much different to Kuwait.
Okay. Now, your relationship with faith.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. What does it involve? What does it entail?
We launched in early 2016, and then a few months later we met the CEO, Mr. Mohammed Jafar, at an event. We were also pitching there, and we started discussing after there's some interest in the idea, and the idea proving that it was working, and we proved that we were growing across the months that we had already launched. So an agreement come across at the beginning of 2017, and we went ahead with it.
And how's the relationship today?
Our relationship with them is very strong. It's like a family at the moment. It's not. We don't see it as work. It's like a family. We understand them. They understand us, and they're helping us a lot with experience. Like the most important thing in all of this is experience. We need to learn. We're still young, and we're learning a lot from them, from their experiences in the past.
So you're getting the mentorship, the guidance.
Yes, management, everything. So
I definitely think it's not like a normal investment. What Faith Capital offer is their operation as well. So they're helping us operate the company. Like if we were just to take the money at our age, what do you do with that money? I think that's what people, especially at our age and entrepreneurs, especially in Kuwait, I think they need that help as well. Like if they give me all the money, what would I do with it? Would I go and spend it all on marketing? I think you need to be mentored as well, and I think that's what Faith Capital do offer greatly. Like the experience that they have is phenomenal, and the things that we're learning, and the amount how we've grown in the last year, it's amazing.
Can you tell us more about the journey you've gone through from the day you've came up with this idea, how you went about, where did you get your first funding from? Give me more about the story. I want it, I know it. I want everybody to hear your story because you guys have a very inspirational story. It's one we all respect, and I want everybody to hear this.
When I first moved back to Kuwait after studying in the UK, I think my brother came back a year after me, and I used to work in one of the biggest banks in Kuwait, actually MBK, and I used to work in human resources. So I learned a lot of my professional career at the beginning straight away, from like college to walking straight into a bank. You learn a lot straight away, and it give you the confidence to go and work and do these kind of things. So we decided that we wanted to do a business, and after
How old were you at the time?
I was 24,
okay.
And my brother was 23, and after seeing Talabat getting sold, it was like, wow, do apps actually are valued at this amount of money? And then we decided that we wanted to do something, but we weren't sure what we wanted to do. We were looking around, like we had an idea in our head that we wanted to do a business.
What happened was the first thing we did. It's not working. It's not working.
No, you just switched it off. You just had to get closer.
Yeah, the first what we decided was we wanted to go into business, like Athbi said, and we looked around at laundries. The first thing we did, because we saw that they were always full. So we drove around, we found a few, and one night we didn't agree with the ones we were going to buy. So we were arguing. We don't argue about anything else, but we always argue for the benefit of the company. That everything has to be for the benefit of the company, not for ourselves. So we decided that we can't do that. And then we were driving home and thinking, what if we get them all together in one place and help them expand as well as just ourselves and opening a business? So that's how.
So basically, we agreed straight away that we're going to do a laundry app, and then we were like, how are we going to fund this? How much money do you need to build an app? Where do you build an app? How do you market an app? how do you get the license to do a business in Kuwait. So we learnt all that ourselves at the beginning, and I took a massive risk. I took a big loan from the bank.
A loan from the bank?
Yeah, a very big loan at the age of 24.
You didn't go for funding. You went for a loan.
I went for a loan.
You believed in your concept.
I believed truly in what we were doing. I had the confidence in what we were doing, and I took a loan, and I stayed working full-time and worked with building the company at night. My brother decided to leave his job. He didn't get paid for a year while the company was getting built. We lived on very minimum, but we truly believed. And we worked very hard, because I believe like when it's your own money, you fight even harder for it. Like, not for one moment did I believe this wasn't going to work. And alhamdulillah, it did work.
As an entrepreneur, how many hats did you have to wear?
Sorry?
How many hats did you have to wear?
I like that question, because the first year, we had a small office in the city, but most of the time, because we were salespeople, we were lawyers, we were operations, call center agents, we worked from Athbi's car. Like, we drove from
the car?
Yeah, from one night we'd be in Jahra, and then the same night we'd be in Ahmedi, then to Hawali, just driving around looking for laundries, trying to convince them to come on.
We managed to convince around 15 when we went live that stood by us, from big laundries and small laundries. But like Nouri said, we were based in my car for a whole year. We were driving around Kuwait. We had all our documents in the car and everything. We even learned how to market things ourselves. Like, I've noticed some startups and that go ahead to agencies to market, but you can actually learn how to do these things yourself. Like, you can learn everything online. And we also got the laundries to help us market them through the app as well. And alhamdulillah, like, we grew very well, and I think we learned very well. And we proved that the concept could work.
And how many members do you have on your team today?
30 members.
Yeah, we have 30 members. We have a full operations call center. We have a marketing team, in-house development.
No longer working from your car?
No longer. Our office is in Alhambra now, so it's a big difference.
From car to Alhambra Tower?
Yeah, so it's a great experience, but we're still learning a lot, and we just get up every day, and nothing's changed. We still work the same as we did when we first started.
And you still, like, now you're supporting a lot of upcoming startups, you're mentoring. What else are you doing?
Of course, like, we always offer to help out people. I think the most important thing is, especially in our community in Kuwait, is to give back as well. Like, we always see that as important. Like, I got extreme help from everyone. I think I need to offer this experience back to people. So whenever anyone calls out to ask for it, we definitely sit down and help them and give them our advice. Like, we don't know everything, but I can help out with what I do actually know and what I believe I know.
Yeah, because like there's nothing to hide. You've got to try and help people who are coming up, and if they ask you, the best thing you can do is help them, because there's nothing to hide. You're just going to teach them what you've done up to now, and then hopefully in the future you can help them at another level if it's possible.
Right after this session, the startup battle, there's the IDSN competition, and then there's the startup battle taking place. What advice would you give those people who are coming up on stage and pitching their ideas today?
Basically, I think when we started, like, I discussed this with my brother the other day. It's funny because, like, when we started, we didn't actually believe that we were going to get invested. Like, that was always at the back of my mind. So we always took it step by step. Like, when we launched the business, I never for 1 minute thought, oh, we'd get an investment. I didn't actually understand all that either, to be quite honest with you. So we just took one step at a time and worked very hard and had belief in what we were doing. And then this isn't a 9-to-5 job, it's a full-time job, even weekends. So I think, like, just keep working hard and have belief in what you do. And the most important thing is listen to people. Like, you can't be stubborn with this. You can't believe that you know everything. I believe the way we learned was we adapted and changed to actually taking advice off very important people.
Yeah, so you have to work from early hours in the morning to late night until late night. It's not a game. It's real. So
wait a second, being an entrepreneur doesn't mean you roll up your sleeves, sit behind a desk, and have everybody else do everything for you?
No, you do it yourself.
You actually got to do a lot of work.
Yeah, you got to.
And more work as an employee.
I actually still don't have a desk. So.
When you push yourself like that, you feel better. When, like, if like sometimes when we were starting, you work all day, and if you feel for 1 minute that you haven't achieved what you were meant to achieve, you won't sleep, you'll carry on going. So it's like, between me and Athbi, what it was the challenge was, if I seen him complete his task and I didn't complete mine, I felt bad inside, so I had to push the next day, do double what I was doing the day before.
Yeah, I think it's a satisfaction that you've actually done as hard as you can. Like if you believe you've done the best, then I think that's enough.
Do we have time for Q&As? 2 questions? Do we have any questions from the audience?
Hello. Hi. Hello. Good. Yeah. Hello. Good job. What you have done till now in only 1 year. My question is, how that's happened? How a big company acquires a small startup in this short time? How you make this success? Any secret recipe? Any secret tip that you can give it to us from entrepreneur to entrepreneur?
But one thing I want to make, there's no secret recipe. The secret recipe is just hard work and just keep pushing. So that's the one for the first thing. So.
Yeah, and I think there's if you look at how other people have done it in the past, that's what we did as well. There's different kinds of success. Like when it happened, we proved that the concept was actually working. So if you can keep proving that your concept's working and working hard towards that, I think a lot could happen. So you've just got to prove yourself and work hard and keep the numbers going up, basically.
Being consistent is the most important thing.
Being consistent.
All right. Oh, one more question?
Hello. Thank you very much for the great speech. I just have a question regarding the retention policy that you have established. Since it is a marketplace, how do you guys manage to retain the customers and avoid the churn?
Can you repeat that question?
The retention policy of customers.
Yes.
What would make me as a customer retain or remain on your platform instead of heading to the conventional laundries?
Well, the main communication between the customer and the laundry is our call center. So anything that any customer asking about an order or anything like that comes to our call center, and then we transfer it to the laundry and give them the knowledge to sort out anything else.
We basically control the quality. So when it comes to us, the call center can control the quality, because the whole concept come from struggling to call the laundries and understanding what we wanted from a laundry. So we had to change that concept. And I think when you keep things like that in-house, especially the operations and stuff, you can keep control of the quality and keep the customers happy at all times.
All right. We didn't talk about expansion plans or additional services, but I know we're going to be hearing a lot more about those in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
So hopefully maybe next year we're going to probably sit down with you somewhere else in the region and talk about your expansion plans there.
Hopefully.
All right?
All right then.
Thank you both very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure you've been an inspiration for a lot of people today.